Today is October 31st, the darkest and most foreboding day of the year. It's the first anniversary of the Nintendo Music app. Seriously, does anyone still use this? Besides me, of course. I actually use it every day to listen to the Donkey Kong Country soundtracks on my morning commute. But it sucks that this app is such a disappointment because it's not an idea that's completely doomed from the start. It could actually be something really cool. Having a gargantuan library of some of the greatest video game tunes to grace the ears of man sounds like a dream come true. But notice the distinct lack of bombastic adjective here. You know they would have put one here if they could, but the only words that would fit here without constituting false advertising would be minuscule and or pathetic. And this is where the problem lies with Nintendo Music. Last year when I talked about the app for the first time, I noted how though it was far from perfect, it had potential, especially if they kept up the output of game soundtracks being uploaded. Do you think they did that? 23 game soundtracks were available at launch, and 365 days later we're only at 100 because they only add one game a week. But sometimes they don't even do that, like earlier this month when they added the Thousand Year Door soundtrack alongside the message that there would be no new tracks for the next week. What, did they get tired? I do have to give props to the time they added 26 NES and Famicom game soundtracks one week, but to quickly take back my props, most of these soundtracks are only 1 or 2 minutes each in their entirety, with the longest being Super Mario Bros. 3 at 32 minutes, which is better, but still not even longer than my average bowel movement. In fact, these tiny soundtracks make up over a third of the games represented on the app, which is so lame. One upload a week is just not nearly enough to keep anyone interested. There have been several times where I was excited to see which game would be uploaded that week, and it just ended up being something like Kid Icarus. Why couldn't they have also added Kid Icarus Uprising at the same time? Not to mention, if they keep up this miserable pace, it will take them forever to get through their whole library. To figure out just how long it would be, I decided to do the very efficient and scientific method of counting every game published by Nintendo on a Wikipedia list, which gave me the staggering number of 897, which becomes 797 after taking away the 100 games already on the service. Obviously, this isn't completely accurate, and some of these games won't be added at all, either due to licensing issues or being Chibi Robo Photo Finder, but I think it's close enough to get an estimate. So, if they keep uploading soundtracks at a rate of 1 per week, it would take them, and I triple-checked this, over 15 years to add them all. And that's completely ignoring any future games to be released in that time. And I'm sure Mother 3 would be the very last one. Just to touch on one more thing real quick, Nintendo Music actually did something pretty cool by releasing 2 special release playlists for Kirby Air Riders, so you can listen to some of the music before the game even comes out. I think this is a pretty clever way to do a sneak peek at upcoming games, but there's one more game that got a special release like this. Donkey Kong Bonanza. There's one major difference though. The game was already out for 2 months when they added this. How is this a special release? Hey, instead of getting 117 tracks of goated music, how would you like 9 instead? Wouldn't that be special? Especially stupid, maybe. This service has potential. I still think that a year later. But right now, Nintendo is completely squandering it. They're just treating it like a footnote for their Nintendo Switch Online service. Like it's just a little bonus instead of something that actually matters. If they would just increase their output and add more stuff people actually care about, it could really become a good way for people to officially enjoy Nintendo's expansive library of music. Instead of just that app where you can listen to the entire Mahjong OST after the doctor tells you have 1 minute left to live.
Hello, boys and... awkward.